Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John. With me, as always, Tyler.
Hey, John.
And we are the Couch Company Podcast.
Ooh, mixing up the...
Yes. My brain has stopped working, so we are all over the place here.
It's been a long week.
The best holiday of all time.
Yes.
Maybe not of all time. But the best holiday in recent times, Thanksgiving, coming up.
I'm very excited for it.
I am very excited for it.
It's my favorite time of the... You get the food, you get the
family.
Excessive consumerism. Oh, yeah, family. I was going to say consumerism.
Yeah, nice.
Totally family.
Very American of you.
Friends and family and love.
So as we go into this holiday, is a time to be thankful and reflect on the things that are positive in your life. So I always
$200 off a NOLA.
Hey! Okay, wow, what a piece of shit.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. But today, kind of a fun episode here with, the holiday stuff, coming up and everything, really busy schedules. So just like last time, and I forget when we did this, I think it was maybe 4th of July.
Sounds right. Second best holiday.
Second best holiday. Yes. My top 3: Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Christmas. In that order.
Did Christmas eke out that one? I don't know. We didn't actually do holidays.
We didn't do a holiday.
Before,
no,
right?
no.
Like we just did
months. But that's mine.
Sure.
Anyways, so a little bit of a grab bag, questions, things of that nature. But first, I do want to talk about some things. As always, John has brilliant thoughts in the shower. And I've come prepared.
You, John. You're talking to yourself in the third person at this point. Yeah.
Isn't every genius talk about themselves?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, like we said, John.exe's stopped working. It's over. So a couple thoughts I've had. First, check out Arcane. Okay, this is a League of Legends show. Riot's not paying me. They're not paying me. Okay, it is fantastic.
It's very good.
And I will say it's on Netflix, first of all. So almost everybody has Netflix. Check it out, man. I know you're not doing anything on Saturday.
Yeah.
Just check it out.
And by the time you hear this, all 9 episodes will be out.
Are there, man. You want something to binge, there you go. So if you're ever complaining, hey, I don't have anything to watch, just give it a chance. I will say, and I think Tyler can attest to this, you don't need to know League of Legends lore to have a good time with this show.
Absolutely not. And honestly, well, I shouldn't say that. Like I was going to say, it almost benefited me for not knowing anything because I can just come in and enjoy the ride. But League of Legends lore.
There's pluses and minuses to both. I can appreciate some of the Easter eggs and things they put in there. Mm-hmm. The minus is I know the trajectory of the story already because this is kind of pre where the characters are at in the game.
Yeah.
Whereas you have a fresh oh shit, this is happening to them.
Every surprise is a surprise.
Exactly. For me, it's like I knew about that, and
Yeah.
So either way, you're getting something out of it. And I strongly recommend that. Riot's not paying me, but if you guys want to pay me, if any Riot employees listening, so that's very good. In that same vein, I've been playing a shit ton of Ruined King. So I talked about this, the Riot Forge program. Again, Riot's not paying me, but if you guys want to, no, I'm just kidding. The Riot Forge is a project that they're working on where they're too lazy. Oh, I don't want to say too lazy, but they don't want to, they don't have a lot of time.
They're doing the Warhammer and Star Wars thing where they're just like, hey, everyone likes our properties. Yep. Just make something cool. They
go to indie studios. Here you go. And they make these games. So a couple of them came out. The Hextech Mayhem, which is kind of like that rhythm game. I have not checked that out. But Ruined King, which I've been very excited for. It's a single-player RPG experience. Fantastic.
And you showed me it, and I'm like, this looks exactly like a game. And it's by the same studio that made Battle Chasers.
Yep.
Which I think Battle Chasers got kind of like, it was like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. But I thought the art style is great. I love the painted aesthetic, and it actually matches fairly well with the Arcane show itself, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, art's great. I think they really do an awesome job of the combat in the game.
Yeah.
Very interesting twist on turn-based style. A great innovation to it, I think. I'm really curious to see what you think if you ever check it out.
Yeah, because you have like different, not to get too in the weeds with it, but like you have like different lanes, like a fast lane, slow lane. Like,
was that in Battle Chasers as well?
I don't think so, but like the combo system I believe was and stuff. And my buddy Kevin was super into it at the time. Yeah. So I'm sure if he's listening to this.
So really great combat, great art, and fantastic story. So the voice actors, this is the last thing I'll say on it. The voice actors are the same from like the game and everything. So
are they doing that across the board?
Top notch voice actors.
So like the people that are in Arcane are not the same voice actors, right?
I'm not 100% sure on that. Not all of them are. I think some of them are. Like Heimerdinger definitely is.
Yeah.
But he's got a very unique voice, so you almost have to. So I do think it changed a little bit. I know Jace is different, I think.
Jace is different.
Yeah.
He is the guy from, because I looked up he's the only one I recognize.
Sure.
He's the guy from Arrow, and he played on Lucifer.
Yeah.
He was Dan from Lucifer, which it's cool. Like I didn't pin the voice. I'm like, he sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
I thought he was Nolan North.
Oh, really?
Really? It was
that.
Nolan North.
But Ruin King's fantastic. Gangplank's in it, who's voiced by Matt Mercer. They just have fantastic.
I'm excited to try. Honestly, so I'm looking for that. So the Steam sale. So this is coming out on Monday, which is 22nd. So in 2 days, the Steam Autumn sale is coming out. I'm hoping this goes on sale. It's a little new. So
I don't know if it will. We'll really believe it's worth $30, but
yeah, I mean, I can't be a cheapskate, but then also, you're getting your pockets stuffed by Riot,
right.
So the one thing I will say, I was listening to some of the developer review or interviews, and they were talking about the Hex Tech one. And you called it a rhythm game, and they're like, "This is not a rhythm game. This is just you jump and move to the beat." And it's like
they said it's a music game, right?
Yeah, it's like okay,
that's a fucking rhythm game.
It's a rhythm game.
It looks cool though. It does look
super
interesting.
neat.
I love the aesthetic of. You're playing this music game.
Yeah, music game.
And like there's this big background going on with crazy shit. I like that. So I'll check it out too.
I think the interesting thing would be, do I get the Ruin King on Switch? Like I feel like that's a good mobile thing.
Yeah,
but also I would love
the graphics I don't like. You're not going to be. You're not playing the game to get these insane graphics. So you're not really losing anything. Exactly. And that's a good game to play in bed. As long as you play it. Whatever, dude. I really encourage anyone to check that out.
I'm coming out on some vacation time, kind of blow through it. That'd be nice.
It's very good. I like the story so far as well. I think it's so good. I'm getting too much into this, but they take characters from all over the universe and put them together. It's such a mishmash, like random characters, and I love just seeing them interact with. I think they do a beautiful job of the characters from the game really implementing them well, and their interactions are hilarious and great. Just seeing all these wildly different characters.
Two other games too is the one with Echo, which
that one looks really cool.
It almost has like it almost looks like Transistor, from an art style, but then it looks like it could play like Shank or even which I don't think you've ever played.
I've never played
Shank's
that.
super fun.
Yeah,
but it's like a side-scrolling like 2D beat 'em up.
Yeah,
or even Dead Cells, which looked interesting, just with like the sword stuff.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's a good time to be a League of Legends fan. So I'm happy.
I'm very happy with what they're doing with because I mean they went through a rough patch on like with the public
internal things.
Yeah, they do need to kind of rebuild some fences and whatnot. And I think that reaching out to indies and kind of partnering with them and I'm very excited.
Did you watch the showcase?
I didn't watch. It's like a 50-minute showcase.
Yeah, that's true.
But I watched like as they announced each of the games. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, the new one looks really cool.
Yeah.
Just a fun.
It was just like a little indie, just walk around. Like I assume like that's gonna like pull on the heartstrings. And
yeah. So I'm very excited for what's coming out. Other things I want to talk about quickly. So checking my PayPal real quick for Riot's.
I thought I heard a ding. You might want to.
Yeah. But okay, so anime news. Not news. My news. Just watched Mob Psycho. Same creators as One Punch Man. Fantastic fucking show. This show is really good. It might be better than One Punch Man.
Wow. You told me about this.
It might be better than One Punch Man.
I had this on my docket too. So I'm going to finish up Arcane. And then that's my next show.
It's kind of the reverse of One Punch, where One Punch starts off so strong, and then the second season is just a tiny bit step down. I'm not as low on the second season as the rest of the community
and
is.
I'm the person that likes the second season more than the first.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe you won't feel this way, but it's the opposite, where season one's good, very good, and it ends very well as also, but season two just another level.
So are these half-hour episodes?
Like 20 minutes, yeah. 20 some minutes.
And it's just 2 seasons?
Yeah, 2 seasons, 12 episodes each.
Does it end on a cliffhanger like the...
Yes, season 3 was announced though.
Okay, good. At least there's
So
that.
if you do like it, you have something to look forward to.
Awesome.
Yep. So
see, I'm
Mob
getting
Psycho
into animes.
Well, this is for the audience too. I have no one to talk about anime with, so I always like to just put it out into the ether. So that's what I've been watching. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say we're gonna get to the questions in a second, but if we have time, I think we have time. Fuck it. I was in the shower. I created a drinking game. As always, when I come with ideas, they're completely not finished. So I kind of lean on you a little bit here to fill in the gaps. And there's something here, though, I think.
All right, I got to get in the right headspace. I'm in the shower with you. We're thinking this stuff out. Okay, I'm there.
People might think the wrong thing about us, man. You know, with our little what do you call it, icon or background or whatever.
It's very well done. Thank you, Miranda, for knocking out
fantastic.
that artwork. Yeah.
I'm looking into Tyler's soul.
We are locking eyes.
Anyways, okay, so oh my god, I'm just thinking about you in the shower now. Fuck. All right, anyways, so
oh no, I'm joking.
Okay, so drinking game. Title to be determined. The working title is like story time or something. Like everything I do, it just turns into an improv session, but I think there's something here with this. So you're in a circle with your friends and you all have your drinks. There can be some prompt or something with it, right? But essentially the core of the game is you go around and you're telling, some sort of story or something, right? Based off the prompt, and however you want to choose that is whatever. But you can only say one word and then the next person, and it's got to be rapid fire, right? So my thought is, obviously if you hesitate or don't know what to say or say something that doesn't make sense, you have to drink or something, right?
Yeah.
So that's one way you can, lose, quote unquote.
Sure.
Another thing is like, you're saying, and like I said, this is, a lot of gaps to fill in here. Another thing is you can, so you're going around and obviously you have to end sentences at some point. So maybe someone has a punctuation at the end of a sentence and that can prompt some sort of drinking. I don't know who it would be or something. But that's kind of the essence of the game right there. I was having all these thoughts in the shower. It sounds much better. But I was having all these thoughts with it where it's like, okay, you're going rapid fire. Someone says something that doesn't quite make sense. You can challenge that. And then you have a kind of like a tribunal where you vote on, does this make sense? Yes or no, right?
Yeah.
And then if you vote no, obviously you have to drink or something.
So I love this. I think they've done some like games, right?
Yeah, there's a game like that, right? Where you kind of just go, tell a story.
You have a deck of cards,
yeah.
And those are the prompts, right? I'm assuming?
Yeah.
So that's your cards. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if this would be like, well, of course you want to market everything, right? So
yeah.
If you want to have
something,
if you want to have
sure.
like a physical representation of this game, absolutely. But this is something you could honestly just play. You don't.
Yeah, it would be like hey, download this PDF. So
it's just
I
You
okay,
get down and play it. But no, the cards is good.
People are drinking if they don't, so I think that's all awesome. I think that one of the rules should be that you absolutely cannot say anything at all. Like if you want to challenge, that's fine.
Yeah,
but then I think you throw down like a red flag or
like
a yellow
a card
flag or something.
Yeah.
And then once everybody raises their hand or something to acknowledge like the round is paused, then you talk. I think you should take drinks if you are talking out of turn. So that would be something where it's just
absolutely.
like people are like pointing at each other.
Yeah.
I think a cool twist would be if you had either like, and again with props and stuff, if you're doing like another deck of cards, or if maybe you if a person drinks, then they can like call out like, okay, you're not allowed to say this word anymore.
Yes.
Or the story's not allowed to go in a certain direction.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe you draw a card.
I like those like a challenge card.
Yeah, like a theme.
And then there's like a penalty on it. There's a penalty on it. Like 2 drinks or you got to go take a lap. I don't know.
Or depending on how big the audience is, and this would be interesting where if you kind of scale it based off how many people you have. So let's say you have
do you think
11 people.
Go ahead, sorry.
So like say you're in a ring of 11 people.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a deck of cards that's like, hey, this is for between 8 and 12 people. And there's a card in a situation and you have maybe like 5 turns around the circle and then you have to draw another card that's a twist and you have to get to that twist with like one route, like maybe it's like a twist and a number, and that's how many times you can go around the circle to add. That might be too complicated for drinking, but that could be fun to add. Like,
I think there's something there. I think it's very good. You need to get the penalties down for when you have to drink. I am also thinking maybe, do people get out? Are you out at a certain point and then it comes down to, it gets less and less and less and you faster and faster? I don't know, something.
But the goal would be to get out at that point, right? If it's a drinking game, then anything to get out to not drink more.
Man, yeah, that's
because
right.
Because if it goes faster and faster,
people
people that are in there are going to get hammered.
Right.
If they have to be quick about it, or if they can't say certain words, or if they can't.
Well, you're not drinking unless you make a mistake.
That's what I mean. But if you're in the circle and it's a smaller
but if you're
thing,
out, maybe you have to drink every mistake that happens now.
Yikes! Okay. Well, if you want to penalize people,
we might
for that,
kill everyone with this game, but we would work it down. Work it down something sensible. I think the core of it, there's something there.
I would agree with that.
And it would be great because the fucking more smash you get, the more insane the stories are going to be. I think it'd be very fun.
I agree, but then the more mistakes you're going to have, it's like a snowball effect.
Yeah, but that's every drinking game. Every drinking game is like that.
That's fair.
Every single drinking game is like that.
I like it. We can workshop it. We'll add it to the.
We'll workshop it. We'll workshop it. Maybe the penalties will be light. So that you can kind of play it a lot during the night. That's what I had. There's my idea for the week. So
I like it.
I have a lot of ideas. They're all on this sheet here.
I have ideas for RPGs, so we'll go.
Do you really?
I have a note, like an ongoing notepad. The problem is, what happens is I'll always think of it while I'm driving to work. So I'll always do a "Hey Siri," write a note.
Right, and then it's kind of scribbled.
And I have no idea what I'm talking about.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld where Jerry writes down like a really funny joke.
And he doesn't know what it was.
Yeah,
and it's what's his name from Larry David. So on the TV where he gets that joke from, because I just watched that episode not so long ago. It's Larry David on the TV. That's funny.
Yeah, Larry David's throughout. Yeah,
I've noticed that Larry David actually voices voiceovers where they've shot something, and it's like they need somebody to shout something.
He's Steinbrenner,
and he just puts it in, and it's hilarious. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, he's a lot of different voices. And when Jerry gets his car stolen, he's the guy who steals his car on the phone.
Oh yeah,
he's like, really funny. All right, very good. So there's my thoughts. Let's get into the questions. Yeah,
you had some carried over. So I
have some questions. Let's get into that here. Let me try to find them first of all. Okay, first one comes from David. Thank you, David, for submitting the question. David has a lot of passions, and by a lot I mean some, and by some I mean some. And one of his passions is Lord of the Rings. And David loves Lord of the Rings. So the question is in Lord of the Rings. But thank you, David, for submitting this. I think it's an interesting question as well. Okay. It's from Fellowship. And he poses an alternate history question here where he wants to know, how do you think it would play out if Boromir survived the battle?
Probably the same.
You think?
Probably the same way. I mean, so Boromir is the favorite child. So you're saying he makes it all the way to...
Yeah, he survives the battle. I guess I'm assuming he's going to be throughout the entire thing. Now, remember, when we leave off, he tried to get the ring from Frodo. So he's obviously not strong enough to resist the temptation. And I wonder if, if he survives that fight. So let's just kind of picture where we're at in the story here. So Frodo's already gone at this point, right? Sam followed him.
So I guess the real question is, did Frodo leave based off of his interaction with Boromir?
Yeah, I think so, right? Because that's when he really didn't trust anyone anymore. He's like, oh shit, like I can't be with these guys because they will try to kill me for this.
Right. But now...
He doesn't trust anyone at that point, but not even Aragorn.
But the problem is, so I guess technically he wouldn't know what happens to Boromir. Does he know?
Who?
I know we just
Frodo?
watched this. Yeah. Does he see Boromir get killed?
Eventually, no, he doesn't.
Boromir doesn't save him? Because Boromir comes
you
and jumps in and kind of saves the day, so to speak.
I don't know if he knows that he dies, though, right? Isn't he gone before that?
I think he sees him get shot and then maybe runs.
If I correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a Lord of the Rings expert. Yeah, David's like, come on, Sean.
Yeah.
But doesn't Frodo use the ring to escape? Or am I incorrect on that?
He uses the ring to escape. Boromir
Right.
originally, but then I think that he gets surrounded or captured or something like that.
Well,
and
Merry and
then,
Pippin also get captured. Are you confusing that?
I could be.
Because Merry and Pippin get taken away, I believe. And Frodo escapes. Sam goes with them. Boromir dies, and the legendary trio come in to mop up, and they see Boromir
and Legolas
die.
just kind of does stuff. Okay.
Legolas, kind of OP though, man. That dude fucking shreds orcs.
Super.
He has. This is blasphemous. Dave's gonna kill me, dude. He doesn't have any character. Yeah. It's like very much. Oh, dude, he's the best when you're a kid.
Yeah,
and you grow up, you're like. He just shoots things.
No, he's the William Turner of
right.
Lord of the Rings.
Right. Yeah. He looks good and he shoots things. It's amazing that it's the same actor, right?
Yeah. We're okay.
Is he the William Turner? I like Legolas more than Will. Really, you don't?
I would say
Will's more integral to the story,
and I think he interacts better with the characters.
Oh,
this is not the question.
Really?
Hold on. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But we're not. It's not the question.
No, it's not the question. But this is.
Will has a bigger dynamic because he has his weird interaction with Jack.
His interaction.
He has his love with Elizabeth.
Yeah.
You have that range there.
Yeah.
You can kind of see his trajectory. You can see his story arc.
Legolas but the trio is just so good. That the trio in Lord of the Rings is better than
Absolutely.
The trio in.
But where Legolas started and where Legolas
Pirates.
ended, he likes dwarves slightly better.
Yeah, and this is David's contention where it's like, oh well, dwarves and elves hate each other, but to me, I still contend that they get along very quickly.
Yeah,
very quickly.
Yeah. What's the?
There's no
two shots.
They're already joking. They're already joking maybe, right off the bat. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway from it. Anyways, back to the question.
Sure.
Boromir lives.
So for the sake of argument, let's say that Frodo gets away. He doesn't know about Boromir's death. And he's gone. He runs away.
Right.
So that's all happening regardless.
Separate.
So now, really, what would that change?
So here's what it would change. So we know, Aragorn knows that Boromir betrayed Frodo. So let's say Boromir's hurt or whatever. But
so you think Boromir's
dead.
only remorseful because I thought
I think he would still be remorseful, but would they trust him at that point?
But would it matter because the ring's not with them? Who cares?
No, but is Boromir going to go back? So that changes the whole dynamic later on with his brother and his father, because now his brother's not in charge. Boromir's still in charge. And obviously his brother makes, I love, what's his name again? I should know his fucking name. Faramir?
Yeah.
Is that his name? Mm-hmm. He's one of my favorite characters because he has the strength to turn down the temptation of the ring. Like, remember, he has the fucking ring.
Sure.
And his dad wants it. And his dad fucking hates him. And this is his opportunity to become, in a good light with his father again. And he turns it down.
Proving he's
gives it back,
the stronger son.
Way better.
Yeah.
I think, this is another side note, I think the humans are written the best. And the humans and the hobbits are written the best.
Who knew? I mean...
Yeah. I guess not
Tolkien
surprised.
was maybe a human, but yeah, sure.
Well, you would think that, you have these other races. Let's explore more into that. Well, the elves are always, interesting about their customs and things. And the dwarves are probably the least interesting to me, actually. And I don't go super into the lore.
Territory. Yeah.
Sure. But I guess based off the movies. But anyways, the hobbits get more into that, right?
Yeah. Wait, there were books to the Lord? Never mind.
Yeah, there's books.
I know. I'm just trying to.
You've read them all.
I know. I'm trying to have David have an aneurysm before, so he doesn't have to listen to us go into this history.
So I will say Faramir's great. So
you think it would matter that much?
It would, because you would replace Faramir with Boromir.
So, sure. Okay. So all that.
So this is a key point, because if Boromir gets the ring, you switch places. He doesn't give it back. He goes to his father. His father has the ring. The world's doomed.
Absolutely. How is it possible that Boromir gets that ring? Impossible.
Because it's the same way that Faramir got the ring.
I don't understand.
And isn't it the third one where Frodo gets captured?
But
Frodo, Sam, and Gollum,
right? But and honestly, like, the timelines get a little janky, right?
Yeah.
You think Boromir is going to be able to go all the way back to? So you're saying Boromir would leave the group or get kicked out?
He
of
would
the
go
group?
back to his father at some point, I'm assuming, because this is way down the line.
Sure,
right? And it's just happenstance that they come across Frodo and Gollum and everyone. But It's tough to say. I think what would actually happen, I know we're kind of arguing down like way down the line, but I think what would actually happen is Aragorn doesn't trust him anymore.
Kicks him out.
He not kicks him out. I think he would be a prisoner, quote unquote, of the situation, because he would say, even though he is remorseful, I don't think there would ever be trust again. I think there'd be an interesting political dynamic between Boromir's father obviously being in charge and Aragorn being like, this guy can't be fucking trusted, right?
Yeah. So, it's weird because
I think there would be more dynamics than you're giving it credit.
I don't see the line where Boromir gets in place of Faramir and gets the ring. I guess I could be wrong there. I don't know. Like,
I guess Faramir had his own group, so
that's what I mean. Like, he might still have that because like Boromir would be maybe like preferential treatment, because it doesn't seem like Faramir has. Yeah,
because then Faramir kind of get like kicked out.
Yeah, and he got ousted,
just roaming around pretty much, and so maybe it might be the same. But if for some reason his brother's even with him, right, that might change the dynamic.
Well, it's the thing. Like, if they didn't go after the hobbits, right? Like they went off after Merry and Pippin. Yeah, so it's like if Boromir was by the group and Aragorn was just like, you're okay, buddy. They're still going after the other hobbits, not Frodo and
it might not change a lot. I think we might see a battle between Aragorn and Boromir, and maybe the result would be the same.
Aragorn wins, and you kill Boromir later on.
Exactly,
like, I don't know.
Exactly.
Look, you have Sean Bean in a movie. I don't even know why we're arguing this. Like, he's dead. He dies every movie. That's the thing. An
interesting alternate history question.
No, it's a good question. I think. I don't think ultimately it would change the fate of that. I think fair. You just might have Boromir smiling at the end credits. That's all. He might be going on a boat.
Fuck Boromir. I don't give a shit about him. All right. Thank you for the question, David.
Honestly, I would like to hear David's response. So if maybe we do a follow-up or see kind of where he's going with that.
I will talk to him about it. I'm interesting. I think we talked a little bit about his theory on it. I think it's a little bit... he might be yelling at me right now. I might be getting the whole time.
And I don't want to seem like I'm stonewalling. I think it's an interesting thing. It seems like Frodo and Samwise are so detached from everything else.
Right.
That
I think the paths cross. I mean, I've voiced what I think. So
for sake of argument, let's say Boromir replaces Faramir. They get the ring. Yeah. Boromir cracks
he might not replace him. That might be. Yeah, he definitely does. He's proven that he can't handle it. He's proven that he can't handle it.
Second time. So
and that's why his father. That's why he's the favorite.
Right, but I get all that. But like the whole reason why Frodo is captured and tied up is because they didn't know about them. But don't you think Boromir would be like, oh, hey, it's Frodo? So you're saying Boromir would imprison them willingly, take it willingly?
Well, right. He wouldn't capture him, but
wouldn't he?
Would. Well, maybe
that's the only way
maybe
you're
not.
Get
if you're saying that he's resisting it because he's learned from it or whatever, he wouldn't capture him initially. But that close proximity with the ring over time, he's fucked.
I'm just saying he would have to capture him because how are you going to do it? You think Frodo's going to trust him?
Well, what is Frodo going to do? Run away?
Yeah,
and then he's going to capture him at that point. He's like,
maybe, but that's what I mean. At that point,
he would have a decision to make in that split second where Frodo's like, fuck, and he just runs away.
Yeah,
where it's like, he would be like, okay, we need it.
Well, I think they just sneak away. I don't
they
think
might. Maybe they don't even get caught again.
Like, okay, I'm wary of you.
So yeah, maybe if Boromir has enough sense to resist for even a little bit, if his initial thought isn't to capture them, maybe they do get away. So I don't know. I think there's something, but I think you're probably right. Maybe ultimately it wouldn't matter.
At the end of the day, Frodo will cry like a little baby. And
fuck Frodo. Sam's the best. Aragorn's the second best, and Boromir's a piece of shit. I think that's what we learned.
I like Boromir, but
do you actually?
I do. I like Sean.
Even when they're fucking meeting in Fellowship, he stands up and he's like, "The human stab." It's like, no one. This is your fault. What the fuck are you talking about? Sit down.
Yeah, but I mean,
you guys are idiots.
There's a reason why he's the favorite son.
No, it's because he's a dipshit, just like his dad. That's why he's the favorite son. All right. Anyways.
Do you want me to here? I will calm you down with a question we got.
Yes.
It's a two-parter.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Let me bring in here.
Ooh, a two-parter. Okay.
So this is coming in from Calvin. So he was taking a break from the research group.
He gets a lot of PTO. So
iced tea. Discuss.
Okay.
Not really a question, and if we had to do a question,
that's like Zach's.
This is the second
vampire.
part.
What do you say? Vampires?
Vampire Rain?
Vampire Rain, yeah.
At least he had a question mark.
Yeah.
So
true.
However, Calvin does follow up.
Okay.
If it needs to be a question, hot drinks or cold drinks? So I want to get your take on iced tea first because I do have a take on that.
Turner's is the best.
Interesting. Okay.
But I'm not a huge iced tea guy.
I'm not either. I like what's the leaf one? Simple leaf or organic leaf or natural leaf?
I don't even know.
Someone's yelling at me right now. Simple.
Let's
call it simple.
Simply?
Leaf tea. Simply.
What is that? Sugar?
Simply leaf. I don't know. There's a leaf on it. It might not be a leaf at all.
Leaf on it.
But there's.
Is it? I think I know what you're talking about. Like a yellow red label.
Nope. It's brown and green.
Nope. All right.
But the brown is the iced tea because it's a clear container.
I see.
So anyway, it comes. It's very good. It's some sort of iced tea. The thing that scared me with iced tea is way back. My mom always said that if you drink a lot of iced tea without water, you're gonna get a lot of kidney stones.
Ooh.
So I just avoided iced tea.
Wow.
Forever.
Damn.
That's
a bad thing to tell. Yeah.
When I worked at McDonald's, I had a large sweet tea once.
Sweet dollar tea from McDonald's,
which people got every single day.
I drink
people
that.
That's.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
I've seen how it's made,
yeah,
which is literally a pound of sugar. A pound that can't
be good for you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I came home once with that. My mom told me, she's like, "You're gonna get kidney stones if you drink that." And I'm just like, that was it. It freaked me out enough when I looked up what a kidney stone was. I'm like,
oh, kidney stones hurt.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not happening.
My mom gets those, and they're
I'm
not fun.
So I avoid iced tea like the plague.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah. I don't avoid it, but yeah, it's not my go-to drink.
I assume sweetened though is the way to go. Like you don't like the non-sweet iced tea.
Yeah, probably. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I know the big thing is like Turner's. For Pittsburgh, so and I do, Turner's is. I think Turner's is the.
I would do like an iced tea, like an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah,
like I like that, but that's probably the.
Dude, honestly, I drink water.
Yeah.
I drink beer.
Yep.
And sometimes I throw in some chocolate milk or hot chocolate. If I'm feeling.
We talked about
spicy.
that because the peppermint mocha and hot chocolate is out. Hot chocolate's too sweet for me anymore.
Yeah,
my old man. I just
80.
need to. Yeah. So ice drinks or hot drinks, cold or hot.
Cold or it depends on the weather.
I know.
I mean,
you can only have one for the rest of your life. You got to pick
cold.
One. Yeah, see, I'd get cold.
Yeah, because
it's refreshing.
Dude, imagine having a fucking okay, here's the stipulation here because I'm not a coffee drinker. So if you're a coffee drinker, you'd probably say hot. Because you can have coffee 24/7, but not 24/7, but 365.
That's the only thing I can have for the rest of my life. Where it's just you can
Some
only
people
have
need it.
hot
Some people
coffee.
need it. Yeah,
but you can have cold coffee.
Yeah, but you'd want iced coffee for the rest of your life.
No, but if I had to pick one or the other, cold is more beneficial, more refreshing.
Sure.
Overall,
in conjunction with all the other cold drinks you get.
Coffee, obviously hot. That's the way to go.
And here's
that's
the thing too. Think about this.
Like.
This will destroy the argument for hot. You have to have hot water.
Yeah.
Forever.
Sure.
Who the fuck drinks hot water?
I mean. Yeah.
No one.
I agree.
Cold all the way. Cold water.
It has to be.
Yeah, it has to be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think you can pick hot. Now you have to boil your water every time.
If you want to play a devil's advocate and just say it's not like
non-water,
iced, like it's like room temperature.
Oh, okay.
Fine, but
still sucks. I like a nice.
Well, you're supposed to drink room
water.
temperature water instead of ice, but I
Fuck
like
the
ice.
scientists.
Yeah.
I drink ice cold water. No ice.
That's the official stance of the Couch Company.
Well, if you listen to us, we're stupid enough that we probably I'd say cold. I just think.
Do you want
refreshing.
me to? I have one more question.
Go for it. I think we got time for one more, probably.
Two more? Well, this one's quick.
Okay, and then probably two more.
I would do yours.
Sure.
Why aren't you being a fool like the rest of us and getting back into physical Magic the Gathering? Arena stinks. Now, that's from David. Boys, different David.
Different David.
Thank you, David, for this question.
Okay.
I've never played Magic the Gathering. I don't know a thing about it. I don't even know what Arena is, to be honest.
Okay, Magic the Gathering, card game.
I
very
know
popular.
It's a card game.
Okay, good.
That's it.
You said I literally know nothing.
I don't know nothing about it. I know it's a card game.
Okay,
obviously.
it is a card game.
Clues.
It's pretty popular. I've played it many moons ago and not for very long. I'm not a huge card game guy. Arena is the online version of it, though.
Gotcha.
So like they would kill me if they heard this comparison, but it's like the Hearthstone
but I mean that's dumbing it down.
I guess
for me.
it's not Hearthstone because Hearthstone's its own thing. It's the online version of Magic.
Sure.
It's,
I instantly can picture what you're talking.
So that is what it is. I guess the reasoning why we don't get into it is because I'm not a huge card game fan, and it's a huge money pit.
Yeah,
it is disgusting. My brother's a huge Magic player,
and I'm assuming those are like Pokemon cards where it's just random, right?
Yeah, the packs are random.
Yeah. Ugh.
Well, you can buy cards themselves because like stores will sell you cards because there's a big. This is the cool thing about it. There's a big with like any card game. There's a what would you call it? A economy,
like an aftermarket.
Yeah,
type
right.
Of thing?
So cards are worth different amounts and things like that, and some are more rare than others. You can buy them like online and at your card shop, but it's random.
I've been seeing it creep up more though, like the physical portion of it.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Yeah, same with Pokemon cards. Like on TikTok now, it's just people opening Pokemon cards.
Right. That's an interesting phenomenon. But it's a popular game. It's probably maybe the most popular card game that's being played right now, I think.
Interesting. You mean over Star Wars Young Jedi?
No, you're right. Yeah. My bad. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. It's such a money pit. And here's the thing that's the problem with it. It's my brother plays, so I understand how much he fucking spends on this game. Like you said, you're just pulling fucking packs like you're addicted.
Who are you going to play with, though? That's the thing. Is
you're going to play with there's tournaments.
Yeah, like you actually have to go somewhere to play that stuff. It's like none of our friends play it.
I have a hobby shop right next to my house. That's where Evan would go to, which is my brother. But you have friends that play like all of my brother's friends play.
Yeah.
So, they play Arena and they play. So, it's easy to find people to play. But it's so ungodly expensive because, like, if you're playing Standard, which is, like, the most popular format, I think, like, different expansions, like, phase in and out.
Sure.
So you have to keep your deck up to date, and you have to buy so many packs. And it's just insane.
That's when I dropped off of Hearthstone, when I realized, like,
things are going out.
What now?
Right. Yeah.
These cards I spent X amount of money on or dust
useless.
Or whatever.
But you can play wild format with it.
Like, why would you want to do that?
You mean like the two people in that queue? Like, what are you talking about, man? Terrible.
That's I mean, for people that like the hobby, the thing is, I'm always looking for a hobby to like sink my attention into.
I'd much rather play like a Warhammer, which is like building your models, build your army. But that too is a money pit. I think Magic is more of. Maybe there's a debate on that over the long haul, because your units never go out of. You can always use that unit. So I don't know.
I think if I had to pick one, I would probably go like kind of like pussyfoot into like the Star Wars like X-wing.
Yeah, that's
thing.
a cool one. Yeah.
I feel like that'd be kind of
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
There's the reason. That's why we don't do it.
Fair enough.
Fuck Arena. I don't
Thanks,
know.
David.
That's interesting. I don't know why. I thought people liked Arena.
I don't know. I did see an uptick in people talking about like the physical decks and things like that. It could be just because David and I are friends and Twitter has a weird algorithm. But sure.
Do
last
last question here. This is an interesting one. I think this one came from Devin, so thank you, Devin. It's kind of funny. He's a teacher, so he kind of gives me the questions that he poses to his students sometimes.
Yeah, he bonded with Chelsea that one night on D&D.
Yeah. Okay, so his one is, if you could live in any other era, what would you choose?
Era.
So time period, I guess.
I assume we're talking history. Like
historically,
nothing in the future.
Yeah, I would like to live in 3000. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I can go first.
Go for it.
Okay, so I would, off the top of my head, I'd probably pick the Roaring 20s.
Yeah.
I like the vibe of it. A lot of music that I'm really into was very prevalent during that time, and it was this really exciting time. It seems like, I mean, I'm not a historian, but it seems like it was a very exciting time, like the rise before the fall, obviously, with the Depression and everything, and then the fucking World Wars. So it's like things were great. It's always like one of those things where things get really good. Like when things get really good, something bad really happens, and that seemed like one of those. So the Roaring 20s seemed like a good time. Like people were having a good time, and a lot of music, dancing, and things like that. And
it's funny because
cool things coming out.
You picked that based off of your love of music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I liked like Art Deco in the visual side of it, which I think is pretty cool.
Because it's like, dude, as a musician, it would be so much easier getting a gig. Like I could live as a musician back in the 20s much easier than today.
See, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do what I do now because I hated the cutting the piece of paper and putting stuff together and stuff. Yeah, but so I agree with you. I think that's a really interesting thing. I love like 80s music, like we're going at that and stuff. Sure. But like when you think about all the social issues of the different decades, I think that just completely.
I think we live in the best time.
Yeah, I mean for everything going
technology
on,
we have,
and
I mean, come on, our lives are so good.
It's so cushy,
right?
Yeah.
But if I had to pick a previous era, I think that's the one I would enjoy the most.
Sure.
Wait,
I'll join
back.
Roaring
20s.
Can we?
Is that bootlegging times? I don't remember. Was that Prohibition? Maybe
Prohibition?
No, is that later? I might be way fucking off on that. I thought it was somewhere in the early 20th century. Yeah. I'm getting yelled at. Whatever.
Well, I mean, Calvin's off today, obviously. So
is he off today?
Yeah, he's not going to be able to.
I'll look it up really quick.
1912?
I thought it was within that time period, but I could be wrong.
It could be. I don't know. This is a great pod. I don't know. My thing is
1920, January 17th, 1920 to December 5th, 1933.
Perfect.
Fuck you, anyone. Well, they obviously knew it. They were like, oh, no, he's good.
Yeah, he's fine.
I'm not really saying fuck you to anyone.
You're just saying
fuck me to myself.
No,
why did I doubt myself?
That's fine. You nailed it.
I did nail it. Wow, right on the dot.
Right on the dot.
So I think being a what do they call bootleggers or something?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Run with Capone. Was that Capone? Now I got to look up when Capone was out.
I'm sure he bootlegged things.
When was Capone? Let's say born. Let's say born.
Born?
Yeah, because then it'll give me like a
go around with Babby Capone.
We'll say convicted. That's the first one that comes up.
Convicted.
31.
Yeah,
perfect.
He probably bootlegged then. In his day.
Absolutely,
sure.
probably. Excellent. I'm right. I'm on it today.
So we went from Boromir to bootlegging.
Yeah, it's pretty connected in the sense that they use the same letter. But
booze game, Boromir,
bootlegging, bubblegum. What's your favorite bubblegum?
I do not like bubblegum.
Okay.
You mean like so I like Bazooka because I got the little
Bazooka,
comics.
Yeah.
I used to so
I liked Hubba Bubba, but I don't know how I didn't break my jaw on it because it's so thick.
My grandma used to save all the bubblegum comics and newspaper comics where I had 2 full-size trash bags stuffed with black and white comics and bubblegum wrappers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
However like neat freak I am or whatever, or like minimalist or whatever.
Yeah.
I was not that way as a child. I was depression kid, like or I shouldn't say depression kid. Like people, so like my grandma and grandpa were very save everything.
Yeah.
Then obviously pass it down to my mother, and then I just kind of picked that up. So it was like I saved everything. I collected everything. It was like, oh, I found a penny. I have a penny collection now. And I would just like save pennies
awesome.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a little peek into Tyler's essence. I like it. Tidbit. That's a good kind of phrase. Well, that's all I got.
That's true. It's going into holiday. We hope everyone has a good one.
Short episode. Eat lots of turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes. I love this holiday.
Cranberry sauce?
No, not for me. Be thankful for what you have. I try to, reflect on the good things in life. It's easy to get discouraged about some of the hardships, but I find it helpful to, sit down and, kind of name things that you're thankful for. That kind of helps me to bring it into a positive light. This is way more serious.
Very adult of you. Like,
I was
going to make some joke there, and I'm like, I can't even bring myself to be like,
it's going to make a
consumerism or something. Yeah. No, I was going to go back to.
I don't know why I went to penis joke.
Yeah,
I can't get the shower out of my head now. Jesus. All right. With that being said, thank you very much for anyone who's stuck with us this far. We always appreciate our listeners.
We have a fantastic. So this one was a little bit shorter. But next episode, we have a surprise coming up. I'm very excited about that one.
Yeah. Yes, it's gonna be great. But with that being said, thanks for listening. We'll be here same time, same place next week. And as always, thank you. I am thankful for you joining us on the couch. Peace. Bye.